Hi, it's Gail from Blue Rose Paper Treasures. I just thought I'm going to make a couple more of these lighted frames today, and I just thought I'd give you a quick tutorial on how I put them together. There's only a couple of products used in this. I've used the glimmer paper, I've used glossy paper for the blue background, lots of just whisper white die cuts, and I've used a little bit of vellum and the twinkle lights that you can buy anywhere. This is what they're called. They're LED string lights. Check them first, make sure the battery works, so that one's fine. I have another one here ready to go. So just carefully untwirl them and just check the lights before you start assembling, so they work fine. Other products I've used, a crocodile just to punch a hole in the frame backing board so that we can thread the lights through. Used Versamark to do some stamping, and if there's anything else I'll remember as I'm going through it. So this is the frame, and the light is attached to the back, and just switch it on and off. And there you go. Alright, I'll put that to the side. Alright, so first I start with is some templates to cut my hills or mountains, probably hills is what we'll call them. I've just worked out, I have, this frame is actually 7.5 inches all the way around, and the way that it's assembled is it's going to sit inside my box frame. So you can't quite see that, so you can't have your piece any bigger than 7 by 7, otherwise it's not going to sit flat inside the box frame itself. So I've worked out that with my mountains, my first one I'll cut a strip of shimmer. I've used shimmer paper in mine because I wanted it nice and sparkly. I've just got a 3.5 inch strip, I've got a 2 3/8 inch strip, and a 1 3/4. And the actual back piece that's going to have the die cut on it is 6 inches. And when you die cut that, you try and get the top of the steeple close to the top, and that will then give you your layers to sit nicely. And it doesn't matter where you put it. So when I'm tracing, turn the paper over and turn the stencil over, and that's why I've got trace on that side, so that when I run the workshop everybody knows to trace from that side. And you just make your own mountains. I just sort of used a pencil and just made some hills and until I got it the way that I wanted it. So that's those. So here's the pieces already done. So there's my 3. I've got the little one, second, the third layer, and they're all lined up at the bottom. So they'll all sit nice and flat inside the frame. Oh, excuse me, my cat wants to get out. Sorry about that, I'm back. Alright, so there's the layer that I've die cut the church and the little house and a couple of trees out of. And what I've done on the back of it, it's pretty crudely done, but I couldn't think of any other way to do it, and it's not going to show through on that side. I've actually just coloured a piece of vellum with a marker, the permanent marker. Don't use a Stampin' Up! Right marker, do a permanent. And I've just coloured it. And then I just put a bit of tape on the back, a bit of snail on the back of that, attach that to it, and then I just trim around it. Obviously you don't need to trim right up there, so you can chop it off, you know, just about there. And it takes a few goes. It's probably the fiddliest part about it, is trimming and putting your vellum behind that. You don't have to do that. I just sort of look nice with the colours, the yellow behind that, so it looks like lights inside of a house. So that's that part. Next part is the glossy paper. So what I do is I get, oh, I'll use this one, excuse me. So what I do is, if I can put it all together, is lining it all up. When I go to do the embossing of the, on the white trees in the background there, just sort of roughly line it up like that. With this particular stamp from, what's this stamp set called, In the Woods? I can't find it, it's not here at my desk. Don't press too hard, otherwise it's just, when you emboss it, it just turns into a big white blob. So just gentle embossing, and possibly line it up with about where you're going to go, where you want it. The houses behind so the houses are in front of the trees. Just down, not too hard. And it is a bit hard to see the next lot. So you got to have the right light. And again, and just some more on the end. And then just use your powder, and you should be able to see if you've got any little, no, that's looking good. It's very hard for you to see because I'm using white on white, but that's actually looking pretty good. I'll just tip it off a bit, and I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's pretty good. They're not, the trees aren't blobby, they look just nice. Alright, I'll go away and heat emboss this and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I've done the heat embossing. I'm not really sure if you can see that on there, it's a little bit hard. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to brayer it with the Night of Navy, which is the matching colour that I'm using. So I'm just going to brayer it. Give it a nice coat, and because it's on glossy paper, you're going to have to go over it a few times, give it a nice deep colour. Don't worry about the trees, and you don't need to go all the way down because that's going to be hidden by the layers. I'm getting a bit blotchy there, just keep going over it, as dark as you want, as light as you want, in a couple of different directions. And that's a nice cover. Then you just grab a tissue and just go over the trees. I'll actually go a little bit higher so there's like a little halo behind the trees. Just take off a little bit of that ink. There's not a lot coming off. There's not a great deal coming off. Alright, and that's done. And there's your background. Alright, next step. Now, I've taken my frame apart. So it's a box frame, so there's a little insert. And this is where I was telling you 7.5 inches both ways. So what you cut out will have to sit inside that because we've got that many layers in there. With the backing board, I cover it with a complete piece of Night of Navy so that if there's any, because this paper's 7.5, so it's going to be a little bit smaller, so that if there's just a tiny bit that's not sitting right behind the box part there, you've got blue behind it, so it won't look quite so obvious as being on white. So I just attach a bit of that to the backing board. Remembering when you start layering it, make sure if you've got hooks on the back as well, you've got them up the right way, because you wouldn't want it upside down. So that's that bit for now. Alright, I'll get on to the next bit, which is... Oh, I'll probably have to attach that now. No, I'll just attach that. A bit of snail. And we'll just attach that to the backing board. Probably didn't put that on right. Alright, a bit of embossing powder on that. Alright, so we want this centered on the backing board, and then we get our 3 pieces of our layers, because we need to figure out where we need to put the hole in the backing board to start threading the lights through. Alright, so that's a bit centered. It's pretty good. Grab a pencil. So the first string of lights is going to go from the top row, then we're going to end up at the bottom. So we need to be able to thread the lights through the backing board from there, so then they can just start winding through. So I've just put a pencil mark on there. I've got a crocodile here. And just very close to the edge, which is my big hole. That one. Very close to the edge, but not so that it is going to, whoops. Just put a hole in it, and that's what we're going to thread the lights through. Alright, so we can now attach this and start putting our lights together. Alright, I'm just going to, whoop. Probably feel like that. Okay, I've attached the glossy background piece to the backing board, and yes, I've done it up the right way. And there's our first hole. Oh, sorry, there's our hole that we're going to start threading the lights through. So we just grab the end and just thread it through. Once you've got to this part, it's pretty easy. So we don't thread it past where the little plastic coating, or I don't know what that would be, just a safety part of it. Alright, just hook it on there and we get our first layer. Now, the way we do this, we actually do it side by side. So we're going to start from this side. Now we're going to line this up right with the bottom of that, because that's where it's going to be attached. Alright, so it's side by side. It's a bit of an awkward way to do it, but it's the only way to attach the lights that I can figure out. Then I get a glue dot, and I put the first glue dot under there. Alright, just test it first, make sure that is going to flip over. Yep, so see that, it will flip over, and the wire will be hidden. Alright, come back. Alright, and then we just go across. Now, whoops, got glue dot stuck to me already. Now this is a 20, I think this said it had 20 copper lights on it. Now I've done this a couple of times, so I know that doing the 4 layers, I actually have a little bit left over to spare, so I can actually, oh sorry, I got a glue dot stuck to my finger, get off. We can sort of wind these around so that they go right behind the houses. Now I don't put a glue dot on the actual light, I'm just putting it on the wire in between. Alright, so I've got a little bit of room here that we can just keep winding that through, and we can have a little light behind each house, but not showing, if you know what I mean. Alright. Maybe put another one just up there to hold it in place. Now we don't want a light sitting on the edge, so we need to work it out so that there's a bit of room on the end and to wind it under. So I reckon we'll finish it off about there. There's no right or wrong, just whatever works. Add a few more glue dots in. Alright, so there's the first layer done. Now if we flip it over, and I'm just going to test the lights just to see what it looks like, because rather than stick it down then test. Yep, so we've got a little light behind each house and one there, so that'll get lined up right with the bottom. Alright, beautiful. So now we can actually attach our dimensionals. Now you will need a lot of glue dots and a lot of dimensionals for this. I did try the foam strips, but with the shimmer paper it just didn't want to hold it. It just kept lifting. So I actually found dimensionals held it together a bit better. Might just try and put one up there. you're going to use a lot on this first layer because it's the tallest piece. Don't skimp on it, you want it to really stick. I've probably got too many dimensionals, but probably another one on the side. Maybe, whoops. Maybe one just up there. And one up there. Alright. Alright, so before we go any further, before we actually stick that down, we need to bring the next layer in. Alright, so as you can see, the wire's sticking out there. We actually need it to come down so that it comes out about there. Otherwise you're going to see it and it's going to get caught in the frame. So we need to wind that down a bit and bring it out so it comes out with that layer. So I need to come down a bit. So I'm going to need another glue dot there. It doesn't matter if that light's there, we'll just go down like this. Let's test the light. Alright, so that's all, yeah, so that's about right there. We can start winding that through. So you can see how by winding that down a bit, it's going to come out at that layer. And you'll do that on each end. Just before you stick it down, just make sure you've come down enough to bring the lights down with you. Alright. Now we'll take that layer off. And we'll go through and get all of these dimensionals off. That one doesn't want to come off. It'd be nice if this paper was a different colour so you could tell if you've actually pulled the paper off or not. Maybe I should put that idea in the sandbox. Maybe if it was pink or something so that at least when you removed it you could tell. That was a good idea of mine. Alright. Can't tell which ones I've taken off now. It's the only way to do it. Alright. Okay, well, let's attach our first layer. Alright, there. Alright, that's going to line up at the bottom. And straight across. Alright, not many lights there, but you'll see more as you add more. Now that seems secured. A bit lumpy there. You can push on it, doesn't hurt it. Alright, so there's the first layer. So as you can see, as you add layers, it's going to get a lot deeper. Alright, so we just do the reverse for the other side now. So we want the third layer, which is that one. Which is that one, I think. I've got my paper mixed up. So that one, that one, that one. Maybe that one. See, I've cut different ones. I'm doing different ones. Alright, we'll use that one. Yeah, I'm always checking as I go because I don't want to get to the end and find that I've done something wrong. Yep, that's beautiful. Alright, so this one we flip over this way. We're lining it up with the bottom of that layer, and we start again with the glue dots. Alright, so remembering that's got to come down, and we can just wiggle that under there. It seems to have moved a little bit. Or maybe I've used a different layer than the other one. Maybe that's the one I used. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, so just line it up, attach the first glue dot, and then just go along. Alright, we got to the end again. Alright, so we've got to the end, flip it over, see where the next layer is going to go. Alright, so that needs to come down a little bit, down to about there. Yes, you need a lot of table room to do this too. Alright, so just attach that down there. Flip it over. Test the lights. Beautiful. I could probably... Alright, dimensionals. Here we go again. I need one there. I don't put them on the sides, and the sides bulge a little bit. Put it over it. Okay. Now we're going to flip this one over. And it doesn't matter if they're a little bit, you know, some bits are up and down, because that sort of gives you the realistic look of the mountain anyway, the hill. Oh, I don't think I'm going to have enough left. Oh yeah, I might. Alright, so there's the next layer. Might actually use a different piece. And then you got the bottom one. Alright. Okay, so back the other way now. I think you get the idea. Alright. Oops, what am I doing? There we go. So I'm only just going to make it down the next level. Light. Yeah. Okay. Dimensionals again. Alright. There we go, and we're up to the last layer, and that will be it. Line that up at the bottom again. Oh boy, you should see my desk. Oh, I'm only just going to make it. And for that last little bit, I'm just going to wind it around. Flip it over and test it again. Working. Okay, let's hope I've got enough dimensionals left. Alright, now we really want to secure this bottom layer. That. Couldn't grab any big ones. Alright, and we're up to the last layer. Oh. Poke it a bit. And there we have it. Now you can see that it's quite layered with all the dimensionals on there on top of dimensionals. And there you have it. And then all I did was I had some of these metallic enamel shapes left over that have got the silver and gold little stars, so I just put some little stars on the top. And then the last bit is deciding what trees and a couple of reindeer you want to put on it, and just layer them through as I've done. Some, you know, just poke them all behind the hills, like the deers on the front, and that's it. And that's all there is to it. Sorry this was so long, but it was a big project and I was trying to do it as quick as I could. Thanks for watching. Bye.